In this world, a lot of us have been taught that our deepest hope and joy and self-understanding and knowledge and love and really our deep joy is not to be trusted, is a site of, I'm thinking of people who have been abused, as a site of violence, as a site of soul damage. And how do we ground ourselves into this new time we're coming into? And that deep joy, which is our birthright, which is our, and this is our time, for wholeness, for justice, for reconciliation, for to experience the profound joy for which we were born. We just had the full moon. This one is really a continuation. Look, I got the Page of Wands and then the Eight of Swords. This is, you want to lean into this Page of Wands, that you are a creator, that your world can be a happy world, that you can have a good life. There's so much built up fear, and I feel like I haven't been coming to the cards, or definitely not publicly, and actually not at all, because I've been so burning through fears and trying to really be present in what is unfolding in my own life, and to have that unfoldment be in the 3D rather than, and then that's grounding the 5D. How do we take all our methods of knowledge and knowing and experiencing and co-create with that, and allow our deepest tenderness. Ace of Cups. Its full embodiment here on earth. Ace of Cups, beautiful for the full moon that just passed in the equinox. Ace of Cups, it's an overflowing, limitless, and specific to you, Rainbow Bridge, the way that you are beveled and the way your bevel connects with another, Eight of Wands, it may happen quickly now. Ace of Swords, clarity. Two of Swords is the, and the Two of Pentacles, letting go of any limitations. You have the King of Cups coming in, and the Four of Swords, needing rest, and this incredibly profound change that's happening, and something is being offered, and something is being built, and the wheel is turning, and you are your own star, and your beloved is your star, helping you find your way home through these intense moments of change. Okay, to this balanced companionship. Well, a lot came out right then. I've been kind of storing up because I've been having this way. I'm also a writer. We as humans, we need stories. We need to make meaning. We need to make coherence. We need to understand ourselves in the field of time, in a progression of a life. But we're being asked to not cling too tightly to any story of the way this needs to happen. Letting go of control, and that's really letting go of your fear. It's letting go of your fear, that you can't. That's like needing to control is not trusting others in your life, and maybe you've had reason for that. in the past, you know, I certainly have a lot of deep trauma that I've experienced. But the letting go of the fear and control is opening yourself to that space of vulnerability that Brene Brown talks about, and that's the only way you're going to have connection is if you allow yourself. The depth of connection that you want requires vulnerability, and it won't even feel like vulnerability in the same way if it is truly, you know, if you have learned within your own body to really, you know, you've worked and are working on deeply trusting yourself, that helps you in trusting the others in your life. Okay, I talked to this is really a continuation video from what I did back in January. That's called like receptivity, alignment. I can't remember what it's called. It was during the eclipse corridor, or right after. It was right after the eclipse corridor in January. And of course, now we just had this big new moon. Full moon, equinox, and also a lot happening with the galactic center back on St. Patrick's Day. And I drew cards for Valentine's Day and St. Patrick's Day in that video because that was part of my saying we don't need to be scared of the 3D, you know, the sort of prosaic, synthetic, superimposed holidays that we've made. I mean, we're all, everything is in this fluid, is in flux, and also everything is coalescing and everything is recalibrating. I talked there about, you know, moving out of any way that you've been sort of held in place, but the place wasn't quite comfortable, but in a way you'd gotten familiar. And so when you're switching out of that, it can be it can feel scary and alarming and deeply hopeful and despairing. I've just swum through and burned through so much fear in the last weeks with choices I've made and things. Okay, so Queen Victoria crowning her son. So it's this continual, it's our legacy. It's our legacy. This understanding, this expanded and holy, like crowns like a halo. Look, Two of Cups came up again. As it did in the narrative that came out with the Kawaii cards. Okay, I'm gonna do Mars and Venus this week, the Galactic Center and the Super Galactic Center this week, and with those, I'd recommend watching the Sky Priestess's video about that from St. Patrick's Day, which I will link to, and I'll link to my old video, my video that I see as like the precursor to this one, and then. Yeah, but be careful what all you take in. I mean, we need to allow a lot of forgiveness for ourselves and for others right now, because we're doing something really new, and it can feel stark, like, you know, like, again, that adjusting to a new atmospheric pressure or something, or right after a birth, or during a birth, you know. Switching from that watery space to that airy space, or it just... being embodied in a new way with new cellular knowledge, in addition to, you know, the knowledge you hold in your brain cells and in your consciousness and in your intellect. A deepening of that embodiment, a deepening of your own embodiment. Okay. Mars, resting. So maybe you've done all these actions, you've made all these initiations, and now it's a resting, and then the Page of Swords for Venus. So a clarity. You know, this is another sort of rest as well. You can meditate on the clarities that have come through. You know, the things maybe someone has said to you and that you've said to someone. Rest in that for a bit. Maybe that was a lot, you know, a lot for each of you, and you can take a moment. Don't underestimate anyone. Okay, the Four of Pentacles for the galactic center. So this is that, I've been talking about this as the human resistance almost to, and almost the human resistance to change, but it's actually the human ability to build, to coalesce, even the fact that you have embodied, your spirit has embodied itself into the gorgeous physicality that you should enjoy while you're here. And then the Page of Pentacles for the supergalactic center. Your ability to create a gorgeous life and not get lost so much in a book, but also not fear the things that give you comfort either. But look, there's this whole city here, and there's this whole field, and she has her imagination and she has her capability. Okay, and also this Four of Cups was on the bottom, so there's all these offerings coming in. Look at this. I mean, with this moon and this equinox, allow it. Allow it, you know, rest your own initiative. Allow this to come in easily and gorgeously and quickly and happily. I'm going to draw one for Easter, and then I'm probably gotta get going to the Knight of Cups. It's on the bottom, Sojourner Truth. Have faith in yourself. Have faith in yourself and your understanding. You know, do the work of discernment, but, you know, ground into your center, into your body, your gut, your holiness. Three of Cups, Easter. Enjoy where you are. Enjoy where you are, and this is a celebration card. I might draw another. The Magician. Dreams. Oh, I'm pulling too many now. I'm gonna do that over again because I feel the need to. It's again not getting, you know, not getting too stuck on rules or defenses, you know, letting down your defenses. Let down those defenses for this gorgeous leap of faith, the Fool. Deep love and joy and understanding is your birthright. It may come more quickly and easily than you might ever have imagined possible. And you can allow that, and you can work with that, and you can rest. Dear souls, you've worked so hard, you can rest a bit. And let yourself be carried by the galactic center and the supergalactic center, and know your own ability. That your clarity is real. That laying down your defenses is the bravest and most gorgeous gift you can ever give yourself. Drawing one more. The High Priestess. Love to you all.